Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So the last time I gave a debt update, you guys had an overall picture of just how much I was looking to pay off. I think the goal I set in that last video was $30,000 of debt, spread across credit card debt and student loan debt. I wanted to knock out 30. So in this video, I just wanted to kind of get the thunder rolling to that 30. Will it be 30 by the end of the 2-year journey? I don't know, but we're gonna find out. As you're gonna see, I'm not pacing as close to that 30 as I would like, but this is really life-changing. I'm so glad I started this journey, especially documenting it, so that I can look back 5 years from now, 7 years from now, and see just how far I've come on my debt journey. And as you're watching this, feel free to leave any words of encouragement in the comments section. Let me know what you're thinking, any advice, any suggestions on what I should do. I definitely don't take any of that for granted. So let me go ahead and show you the spreadsheet that I use to actually map out my budget every month. I think that's important to see so you know like what I'm working with, so you have an idea of what's coming in and what's going out and what's essentially left over for me to pay off my debts. And I'm also going to show you guys what my debts are. I don't think I've ever shared that before, but I've got like a few credit cards, student loans, and a mortgage payment. So we'll get a chance to see what that looks like as well. So let's take a look.
All right, guys, so here is a snapshot of my budget. I'm just going to zoom in so you can see. So you can see my budget here in column L, but I just want to point out my income. I do make actually a little bit more than this. It's like $2,500 for each paycheck. I just don't include the other like $100 because I'm using that I don't know if it's sinking funds, if it's what they call it, but just separating that extra 100, 150 actually per each paycheck because it's like $2,576. If I say the exact amount, about the exact amount that comes in. So that is being put away, the extra 150 or so, just to pay off the mortgage a little bit early. I don't include it in this spreadsheet, so I take it out automatically or don't consider it in the budgeting that I do. So that's just going to sit there until the end of the year and I'll make one large lump sum payment. Next year is going to be the first year that I'm going to be doing that. I didn't do that these other years. I wish I did. If you have a home, think about paying it off early if you haven't. But you probably are if you're watching this video and you have one. So here I do get some income. I do have a roommate. The rent here isn't super expensive. You guys are probably thinking, oh my gosh, this is so little. Why don't you charge more? So yeah, it's actually really reasonable. I don't make it a big deal to charge a whole bunch of rent. I'd rather have a loyal and great roommate than someone who's getting charged a lot of money and doesn't pay or pay on time. You know, those issues that you come across, renters that are just temporarily there. So to me, quality matters, and the amount I'm charging is a reflection of that, in my opinion. The comments down below if you want to say something. So here's my budget, what's coming out. I have my insurance, my mortgage, well, my portion of the mortgage, and the utilities. Sometimes the utilities are less. It's not always $400. You're probably wondering what in the world is sucking up all that electricity and water. You know, I don't know. Ever since I've owned this house, it's just always been high in like the 200 ranges. One of my friends in her home that she just bought, her utilities are like in the 100s. So I don't know what's up with my thing. But I did get a new AC, so I do have, as you can see here, a loan. I just had to cover the difference between the cash I had on hand and the cost of getting a loan. And this is when I actually think debt is a good idea. You know, you have emergency expenses that come up, things like that. You might not have all the money to cover it, but you've got an idea of a lender or someone, a line of credit that you can access or reach out just to get some major expenses done, especially if you own a house. Um, Debt can be a good thing if you use it the right way or use it responsibly. So the payment isn't gigantic, but it adds up to the monthly expenses. And of course, I have my student loans and my credit card payments, those minimums. So my student loans right now, because they've restarted, the repayment amount each month is about $200 and some change, like 207. So the remainder, the other $480 it goes towards the minimum payments on credit cards. And I'll show you what those credit cards look like so you can take a look. So that's really what my focus is for the next 3 to 4 months, just knocking out at least 4 credit cards out of the way so that the minimum goes down to like $300 or like 260. That's what I want to try to knock it down to. So the 680 can be reduced. Of course, I have my subscriptions and food, really small food budget. It's not a lot. That's like maybe, I don't know, a few, 8, 9 bucks a day in a month. Not a bunch, but it goes a long way actually. Um, is manageable. I don't really go over the food budget that much. I stay within my means. And I have my Canva and my phone bill. I used to be on a family plan, but that kind of ended. That was saving a lot of money. The bill was half of the amount it is now. So I'm kind of rethinking that. I just haven't really considered, oh, who am I going to go on a family plan with again? But I'm going to reconsider it in the future so I can lower the bill or consider swapping out. But I really like T-Mobile. It's a great company. They have like pretty good service when you travel internationally and you're on flights. You can get the GoGo Wi-Fi, GoGo in-flight Wi-Fi. So I'm not promoting T-Mobile in any way, but I'm just saying their service isn't terrible. So you do get some cool stuff. I don't take advantage of the Tuesday things enough, but hopefully you do if you've got T-Mobile. So overall, this is what I'm taking out of my budget each month. Actually, the one thing that's not on here that should be is cable. So I do have a cable bill, and I do split the bill as well. So let me actually just type that in and include it here. Okay, so this is more realistic. Um, but when I split the utilities and the cable bill with my roommate, I end up getting about 100 and some change back when we split this utility bill, maybe about 150 if I round it out. Actually, the cable, it's not even cable, it's internet. What am I talking about? We do not have cable, and it's actually 117. Comcast is ripping us off, in my opinion. The signal and everything like is not that great when you're trying to stream. You could actually tell the picture's still pixelated. It's really horrible internet. I wish I could change it and get like Google Fiber or Verizon Fios, but we'll see if they come to my area one day. So anyways, what is left over after all of the bills have been paid is $2,323. So I'm using that this over the next 3 months to just pay off the debts that I have so I can reduce this student loan and credit card bucket. So I'm going to just really go hard and take all this money and just put it towards all these credit cards. I don't really need to use them like that right now. I don't have any emergencies. I don't spend like crazy anymore. So that's something that I can handle and can put all towards these credit cards. And it's a blessing that I'm able to have a savings rate this high. I know it's hard for a couple of people to do that on the salaries that they have or their circumstances. They might have households that they just can't afford to save this much or be able to put this much towards credit card debt and other payments. So overall, this is my monthly budget. I don't see it changing that much until the end of the year when all these credit cards are paid off by December. Well, most of them. I think I'll end up with one or two that might linger around, but the payments on those or the balances on those should be so low that the monthly payment's going to be like maybe $60 to $45, which I can still tackle and get rid of next year, which I plan to do. So we'll continue this momentum. All right, so let me show you what those credit cards look like. I made this in Canva, and I haven't filled out the top part yet. Um, Basically, why I'm paying off these debts to be debt free. So I don't have so many monthly payments lingering around. No use to carry on these high interest credit cards for this long. You will not believe how long I've had some of these cards with debts on them. And the start date was about, I think, was it 2021? I think that's when I started this debt payoff journey from my first debt video. I haven't written out the amount, but it's somewhere around like 175,000 if you add up everything, including my mortgage and my student loans. And I do have a goal to pay all of this off by my 46th birthday. Not to age myself, but I've got uh, 10 years to get there. So 10 years from today, today's date. So let's see how far we go. And we've got this Walmart card, American Express, all these cards that just need to get chopped down. So what we're going to see in the next couple of months are these 4 cards chopped down. I definitely see that being an achievable goal. What might be harder might be this second row of cards. I don't see all of these. Actually, this one is a line of credit, so it's not actually a card, but it gets treated as credit debt on my credit profile because it's a line of credit. So I'll probably have the last 2 cards lingering around, but I do plan on paying a significant amount down towards the Chase card by the end of the year. So we'll see that happen. So we'll see at least these 3 lingering around. I think I'll be able to knock this one out by December as well. And then we have my student loans. So I have about $51,000 of student loans, and my mortgage balance on the principal is about $85,000. So, so we're definitely um, looking at a lot of room and opportunity in my scenario. Not a whole bunch going on, but I think we can knock it out at least most of these cards by the end of the year. So thanks for checking out my video and following me on my debt journey. I will make an update on when I'm making these payments so that you guys can stay tuned and stay engaged with me. I'll be making the first payment here. I don't have a fancy marker. Actually, I do. I can draw on the screen. Um, but I do plan on paying this one off this month and getting that knocked out of the way. So we can actually scratch that off and move forward with all of the other cards and get the other ones paid off as well. I don't have the schedule up on the screen, but I'm pretty much going to be paying about 2 cards a month over the next 3 months. something close to that. So that's where we kind of stand with those. So thanks again for following me on this debt journey. Look out for the next video and let me know what you think in the comments below. As I mentioned before, I love all of your feedback and everything that you have to share that might help me improve on my credit journey.